Hello, and welcome to Life with Francy podcast, a place where you will find all types of conversation like mental health, self-love, self-care, trauma, hobbies, and more. With this podcast, I want to create a place where we support one another in business and personal life. Hope you enjoy this episode. Now, let's get this show started. On today's episode, I have the pleasure to talk to Sherianna Boyle, and then I found her through Podmatch, an amazing community where podcast hosts and podcast guests can make an amazing collaboration. And she's coming on tonight to talk about her book, Energy in Action: The Power of Emotion and Intuition to Cultivate Peace and Freedom. So we're gonna be talking about some emotional detoxing and everything. So I'm excited to get this started. Welcome, Shriana. So tell us, what is life with you?
Oh, wow. So life with me. Well, right now I'm in the middle of a book launch, so life is pretty busy.
I
But
bet.
thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate you sharing your audience to help me spread the word about energy and action.
I love it. So yeah, how does this book come about?
So it's actually my 10th book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
Tell us about your journey.
well, I've been writing since 2012, published my first book in 2012. And then it just kind of took off from there. I just went to another book, another book. And while I'm publishing books, I'm a teacher. I'm a psychology professor, adjunct psychologist. So I do it very part-time. I also have been teaching yoga for over and meditation and breath work. I have all sorts of certifications for gosh, almost going on 25 years now. And so while I write books, that's usually what I'm doing. I see clients. That's quite a bit of my time, really helping people with emotions. That's kind of my area that I've been focusing on. And almost all the books really focus on emotional processing because a lot of us are told to feel your emotions, but we don't really have the tools to do that necessarily. Or maybe the tools that we have aren't working as well as we would like them to. So I have a lot of people that come to me for anxiety. That seems to be a big reason why they show up in my world, or sometimes depression and just looking for another way. Maybe they've tried medication, maybe they're on medication and they want to start to incorporate some more mindful ways that they can help themselves. Or maybe they come to me sometimes because they're worried about someone else and it's really taken its toll. So there's a variety of reasons, but energy and action is really a blend of it's got energy work in it, so you can really work on yourself. And it's also a book about manifesting because once I started to really teach emotional processing, people how to process their emotions, I kind of went back to a lot of the teachings of manifesting. And they're very, at least the ones I've been around, have been very heavily focused on your thoughts, changing your thoughts. And the ironic part is what I find is when you help people process what they feel, their thoughts change automatically. So
Okay.
that's how energy and action came to be. It was like, why are we telling people to change their thoughts when we can just help them process what they feel and then their thoughts will change with that. So it's completely from that angle, the way energy and action is written. And then as you move that emotional energy, what's going to happen is your intuition is going to increase. And we need that because that's how we're guided. That's how we know when is it the right time, when is what's the next step in our lives. We have to make those decisions, not other people for us. And if we rely on our external, if we rely on the world to say, okay, it's your turn, um, we're gonna we're gonna be frustrated. That comes from in us. So there's an internal guidance system. So energy and action describes that. And more importantly, it provides practices because that's really kind of what I'm known for is yes, yeah. This is what works, what I know works. but how do you do it? So how do you apply it? So there's 52 practices in the book.
Wow. That's amazing. And that's different because from all the YouTubers, that they go and read a book to tell you about it. So you don't have to read it
Yeah.
sometimes or tell you, hey, go check it out because this one is a good one. The biggest thing that they say is that you give you a lot of information, but no practices.
Yeah.
So that's amazing that you share some practices so people can put it to practice.
Yeah, that's really what I'm known for. So I've written 3 books on emotional detox, and I developed a system called Cleanse. It's an acronym. So it's CLEANSE, cleanse. And that stands for the 7 steps of emotional processing. And so those steps are in energy and action. Within those steps are variations of each step. So again, the book is it's quite interesting because one, it's based on 13 spiritual laws, the universal laws that guide us. And I really took the time to get to know the laws, not just from what's out there currently, but really went back to when, as pure as I could get in terms of when they were created, right? So these laws, the spiritual laws of the universe, are thousands and thousands of years old, and they're based on teachings that were originally oral teachings. So there was no pen to paper. So it's kind of like the Bible, kind of like a lot of things where through time you're getting interpretations, right? Different variations of something. So I did my best to go back and really, I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, I had to reread things and look at things many, many, many times because it's so different than what we're hearing today and really get an understanding of these spiritual laws. So it's based on 13 spiritual laws, energy and action, and then the practices, and everything is, believe it or not, I developed a system. I didn't know I was going to develop a system, but I wanted to make sure that everybody had um, that this could be easily applied. So if you want, we can try the system with you now, and I can give an example of what that looks like.
Oh, I love that. Let's do
Okay.
it.
Okay. So you can look at this a couple ways, energy and action. We arrive to this space by, either that there's something that you want to manifest, but you feel like there's something getting in your way, perhaps. Or maybe it's somebody else. You don't have to talk about yourself. You talk about someone you know. What kind of comes up into your mind right now?
Something that's blocking, like
Yeah, like is there a belief? Is there an emotion that you're revisiting? Is there a
pretty much
thought?
the comfort zone. I will always be in my comfort zone.
Okay. And obviously, podcasting is in your comfort zone.
Well, I was more of my job. Like, I think that's a limiting belief that I won't be able to do anything without my job.
Okay, so you have a full-time job outside of this
Yes.
podcasting world. Okay. And you feel you have a belief that you wouldn't be able to find something comparable to
Yeah,
what
no, I'm like, without the post office, I will be under a bridge.
That's a pretty strong belief there. Okay,
Yes.
without the post office. Okay, under a bridge. That's pretty, yeah. That's pretty strong. Okay, so we're going to begin. So everyone who's listening, I want you to know, if you go to my website sheriannaboyle.com, what I've done is I've developed a bookmark. Okay. And this, again, I didn't know I was going to create this till the end. So here's the bookmark. I'm showing, I don't know if, are we on video at all? Or we just,
Yes,
okay.
we are.
Okay. So there's the bookmark. It's got the book at the bottom. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. And I'm just going to touch little pieces of the cleanse. If you really want to get to know the cleanse, the 7 steps for emotion, we got to just kind of dive in the book. Okay. So I'm going to have you just kind of take your right ear, right shoulder. And once again, everyone, we're working with the limiting belief that she would be under a bridge. So I'm assuming that's another way to say I'd be homeless, right?
Yes.
Okay, so take your right ear to your right shoulder. This is one variation. There's probably dozens of variations of this step one. Take your left ear to left shoulder. Let's just kind of work it out and let your eyes fall towards the ground when you do that. Bring your head back to center. Let some breath come in. And if you're not driving, you can let some breath come in. Well, you can, I suppose you can breathe while you're driving, right? That won't hurt anybody. Right ear, right shoulder again. And let your eyes drop down to the right. Loosen up your jaw a little bit. And then back to center, relax, take a breath. Left ear, left shoulder. Loosen up your jaw a little bit. Yeah, move that jaw around. Yeah. All right, so take nice deep breath now. Everybody take an inhale through your nose. Really puff out that lower belly. Exhale through your nose. It's going to be a soft, gentle exhale. Okay. Everybody, deep inhale. And then let the exhale be like a nice slow deflate. Soft, gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay. Another deep breath. Inhale. I want that really, really gentle. Okay. First thing I am intuitive. So first thing I'm hearing is you got to be a little bit more gentle on yourself. And I'm going to go back to the cleanse, but I just have to get this out when I start hearing things. Gentle on yourself and others, just be gentle, in terms of that's a tough job you got there. You got a lot of customer, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on there, but I'm hearing the words gentle, 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 soft, soft, soft. Let people see your soft side, because it could open up doorways for you.
Interesting.
Do you come across a little like, whew, like, do you come across like that sometimes? Like,
I'm just very shut down, and like vulnerability is like a no in my book.
oh, okay, that's why I'm
So
hearing.
so it's like
Yeah. So
and just the gentle part, like for me to myself, because like I'm compassionate and everything for somebody else, but like with me, I'm very hard on myself.
yeah, yeah. That I think the vulnerability is what I'm feeling with you. And because you are in front of people, right? I mean, you do you meet a lot of people in your work?
Yeah, work, my life, my family's big. It's a lot of people everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And so let that vulnerability come out a little bit because let people see all your strengths and sides, right? And let them see because you're kind of pigeonhole yourself in one area, like this is what I do, I deliver mail. But if you don't show those other sides of you, people aren't going to say, oh, she could also do this and she could also do that, right? And so that's what I'm hearing. But I'm going to go back to the cleanse as just a little message. And I do, by the way, in Energy and Action, give spiritual messages and at the end of every chapter. So now we're going to take let's just take a nice deep breath. And I want you to tap the side of your hand. And these practices are also in the book. Tap right here on that fear tap. And then I want you to repeat after me. How I feel in my body right now is
How I feel in my body is
inhale, just breathe. You don't have to talk about it. Don't worry. Exhale. Everybody else breathe. How I feel in my body right now is
how I feel in my body is
inhale. And everybody exhale. And the idea of being vulnerable,
the
say
idea of being
that,
vulnerable
makes me feel.
makes me feel.
Okay, take a deep breath. Everybody take a breath. Inhale. It scares you. What's it do? How does it make you feel? Scared? Nervous?
Weak.
Weak? That's a belief. That's not a feeling. That's okay.
Oh, that's interesting. I never
Yeah.
went into the feeling.
Yeah, no, that's not a feeling. How does that make you feel? Take a breath. Don't go to your head. That's the belief we have to clear for your job. The belief of feeling of weak. Vulnerability is weakness. You can't leave a job and not feel vulnerable, my love.
Yeah, so I would say
Right?
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the belief is weak.
Yes.
not the belief is I'll be under a bridge. Okay. I know that doesn't help, but the belief is the weak, that it's weak to be vulnerable. I think that's interrupting more than anything. That's the bigger one. And then the other one will clear along with it. The
Yeah.
under the bridge just keeps it there, right?
Mm.
That's just reinforces the belief that it's weak to be vulnerable, right? And so let's now we're going to do a little the next step of the cleanse. We're going to do for this one again. I offer many variations. We're going to do a little hum sound. I want you to start to move that belief that there's weakness. And again, you said it. How does it make you feel? Being vulnerable makes you feel. Don't answer that yet, because I'm not sure you have it yet. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I stopped you, because you started to
Yeah.
think about it, right? Let's move some energy here. So let's inhale, take a nice deep breath, and we're going to do the hum sound. So it sounds like this. Inhale. Hum. That's what it sounds like. Okay. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Inhale, humming that weakness thing. All right. Inhale.
Um, hmm. Sorry.
That's
Even with
okay.
my mentor, like I was like,
You just
that's a
connect
no
to
no.
you
But
can
yeah.
yeah, but you connect to me too. Do it quietly so nobody can hear you. I'll be the loud one. Okay.
Let me put it in mute.
Okay. Okay. Put yourself on mute. There you go. Yourself on mute. Make yourself comfortable. That's okay. Ready, everybody? Listen, she's on mute. Here we go. We're gonna hum. Inhale. You're doing great. Okay. So just release that. You can put your mic back on. Everybody release. Close your eyes, not if you're driving. We're doing this together. So close your eyes, or you can have a nice soft gaze if that feels more comfortable for you. I want you to tell me the first color that pops in your mind. First color, if you were to say a color. First one, don't think about it too long. Oh, you thought about it too
Think.
long. Take
No.
another breath. Take another breath. Okay. Everybody inhale. Let it pop. There's no right or wrong here. There's no right or wrong. Pop.
I'm just seeing a lot of pink,
Awesome.
which
Is
is
it
weird.
dark or yeah, okay. Open your eyes. Is it dark or light?
Light.
Beautiful. Okay. So now we're here. This is how you use the bookmark here that goes with energy in action. And it's got all of these colors here. So light pink corresponds with the law of detachment. Okay. Law of detachment, right? So, first of all, the law of detachment. So, I'm going to open up the book and let's see. Law of detachment means detach from outcome, as you know, right? And when we attach, we suffer. So that might be some of the reason why you're not is you're attaching it to has to look or be a certain way, right? In terms of comparing it to the post office. If you keep comparing it to the post office, you're never gonna, right? So you have to detach. But in under the law of detachment, there are there are some cleanses that you would go through. So that's how you would use the book. I'm going to kind of look at which one I think would be good for you, but I'm also going to tap into my own internal guidance. So let's just take another deep breath together. So if you're using the book, you would pick the one that you relate to. And there is one there for her. Hold on. I think there's two here that we need to do. I want you to know that when you are anxious, and I think what's contributing to this week, whatever was this week thing that you had going on there, I think it's some anxiety. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we want to start to take that pink, light pink ray of light in. So I want you to feel it on the crown of your head. Pink, and again, this is all in the book, everyone. Feel a light and close your eyes. Maybe if you close your eyes, you can really receive it. Take a nice deep breath, really receive it. I have my eyes open, but you close your eyes and just receive that beautiful pink ray. It will help you with the detachment. It carries love, divine love, for one. It carries patience frequencies. When I say carries, it harnesses frequencies of patience and divine love and also creativity. So can you let your shoulders down, let yourself receive that? Can you let your neck be a little loose and let yourself receive that beautiful pink ray of light? Can you open up the left palm of your hand and let yourself take in the pink ray of light and let it come in? And can you let that pink ray of light move through your entire body and being, every single cell? Drink it like it's like you need to hydrate in this. It's a gentle ray. It's soft, it's loving, and bring it all the way down to Mother Earth. And just say, I allow. So repeat after me now. Just say, I allow patience.
I allow patience.
I allow calm.
I allow calm.
I allow creativity.
I allow creativity.
Yeah, good. And I allow divine love.
And I allow divine love.
Good. And then say, I am. This is your I am. So this is the claim here. I am divine love.
I am divine love.
I am creativity.
I am creativity.
I am peace.
I am peace.
I am vulnerability.
I
I
am
Yeah, I
vulnerability.
mean it's just energy. Yeah, you are that, right? And I am open,
I am open.
and I am divine love.
I am divine love.
Yeah. So just kind of bring that in, breathe that in, and breathe that out. Now, that was one cleanse. Okay. But imagine if you did this every day, right? Imagine if you did a few in a row. How do you feel right now?
Oh yeah, a sense of peace.
Oh, yeah. And so the point of energy in action is we've got you a little bit more open. I can connect with you. I actually feel you more. And if you're, and I do think it was some anxiety, right? Which it's normal and natural, um, to step into something new, right? And to leave something that is so secure, but just kind of be open and creative about it. It doesn't have to be, don't envision it like I'm quitting this and I'm starting this. I think you've got some black and white going there, and be creative. It's like women who go on maternity leave. They have to be creative, right? Especially if they know they're going to go back to their jobs. They got to come up with
Mm-hmm.
daycare. They got to come up with a plan. They've got to come up with, some of them are, breastfeeding, some of them are pumping, some of them are going on for. Think of all that you want to be like that, like in terms of, um, it may not look the way it looks right now. It might just be, um, it might be gradual, is the point.
Yeah, and I can see it too, but I just want the answer. So, and I just come up with ideas and ideas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, one just pick up. But I know like I have to do a little bit more work into that anxiety and those limiting beliefs before I can really tap in my creative side.
Well, what I'm hearing is by not tapping into your creative side, you're making yourself anxious.
Well, yeah.
I think it's the reverse. I think if you can't, it's not one or the other. If you don't tap into your creative side, you're going to be anxious. So I'm a creator, I write books. If I don't write, I'm an anxious mess.
Yeah.
If I think I only write to publish, that's attachment, right? I write
Okay.
to write, right? And if it ends up being published, great. But I have to write. Otherwise, I'm a mess.
Oh,
But
I
that's
love
not,
that.
yeah. So I don't want you to think, oh, I got to do this and that I'm doing the thing I don't want. So I get to what I want. You've got to be thinking this is your creative outlet.
And I'm pretty much like trying to because I got into diamond painting because of anxiety like six,
Nice.
7 years ago. I had my first panic attack,
Okay.
and that was a huge no. Nobody signs up for anxiety, But like once I got it, I was like, okay, this is not happening. I need to learn everything about my brain and what is causing that. So
Yeah.
this past couple months have been hard because I have unwanted overtime from the post office. And I'm just like, I just want to come in, do my job, and go home. Why is that so
Okay.
hard? And then people during the day and people at night. And I absorbed everybody's energy. So I have gotten into diamond painting again because that's the only thing that really quiets my
Yeah.
mind
That makes
and I'm
sense.
able to reset it. So I have been on the road of like, oh no, I have to be intentional and I have to do diamond painting. And that
Yes.
brings my creative side because you have the limited beliefs of what creative means. Like creativity is like if you came up with an idea, you're a creative person. But we make it seem like it's an artist or singer or somebody famous or something like that. But when I do the diamond painting, I feel super creative, because I'm working a nice picture and I'm like, oh my gosh. But anyways, I can feel what you're saying.
Well, and that makes sense why you were drawn to the pink ray of light because these are all overseen by spiritual masters, and that's actually the master of the arts.
Mm,
So there were many reasons you were drawn to that. One, you needed it, right? It's like a download of patience. Creativity does require some patience. And it lines you up. This is the cool part. We're so taught that we have to line up with these spiritual laws, like the law of attraction, by changing our thoughts. We didn't do anything about changing our thoughts, did we? No, we focused
no.
on feeling
Yeah.
and connecting and intuition. All that was guidance for you. So what I'm saying is, the anxiety will you've already discovered that on your own. It will dissolve the more you allow those creative centers. The only thing I'm hearing is no more overtime.
Oh yeah, that's
No,
definitely.
no more overtime. I get it. There's holidays and stuff where everyone has to pitch in and be a team player, but that overtime
Oh
thing,
yeah, it just
that's the
doesn't work that way.
that's the first step. That's the first step, really, is to ease up on that overtime thing. And as you're building a bridge, and think of your career as a bridge. I'm bridging. So rather than I'm stopping this and doing that, I'm bridging. Just how does that feel?
Yeah, I love it.
You're building a bridge,
Yeah.
right? And it's going to link the two. And then it will, then you keep going and keep seeing. But that's how energy in action works. It works on a intuitive level, an emotional level, and you get these energy healings.
I absolutely love it.
Yay! I'm glad.
Is there anything else that you would like my listeners to know? Like, I love it because they saw you in action. Like, they can tell, like, where can they find you?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. So again, it's sheriannaboyle.com. You'll find Energy in Action book. You'll find the bookmark. It's $1.97. And I'll sign it and mail it to you if you want the bookmark. And I also have the Energy in Action course. So I give downloads in the course where people
Ooh.
yeah, take the course there so you can receive, just be in that receiving place. And yeah, so we can just get everybody, all of us can be aligned with our purpose. It's no longer about they get to, I don't, we all can be aligned, and it sounds like creativity is very much connected to your purpose, no matter what you're doing, as long as you're in that creative space.
I love that, and I love the new idea of because I have heard a lot, change your thoughts, change your life.
Hmm.
I actually have one of my quotes for the month is that and you saying like no, like we have to change the feelings. Like I never
You have to
heard of
feel
it.
the feelings.
Yeah, I feel the feelings and I'm just like, oh, because for a lot of people, feeling the feelings is like overwhelming.
It is. And that's why I developed, again, this cleanse is in many of my books. This version I did with you makes it like an energy healing. But I've been testing and creating this for a long time. So it is the how. How do you feel? It can't just be one tip. Did you notice how we went through a process? Feeling is
Yeah.
feeling is a process, and it is an experience. It can't just be one breath in, one breath out. I mean, that gets you going, but that
Mm-hmm.
all that the breathing is amazing. But what that does is just resets your nervous system. You haven't really
Okay.
gotten to the feeling until you've really identified some things. And for you, we had to identify. Isn't it funny how we started out with, I want to clear the belief that without the post office, blah, 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 I'll be under a thing. But we got to the truth of the matter. And the truth of the matter was you needed to clear that weak thing, but that weak thing was supported by anxiety.
Mm.
So it's like you get to the core, right? And of it all. And then it became like your creativity is actually your remedy.
I can't wait to start being more creative.
You're so cute. Thank you for having me.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I can't wait to check out your book. Please go and check out her books.
Oh,
I will have it in the description of the episode. Like, once again, thank you so much for your time.
you're welcome.
Alrighty, well, hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Was on the spot, you know how it is. It's Life with Francy, so I love it when my guests put me on the spot like that. And so yeah, check it out. Podmatch as well, you know, for podcast hosts and podcast guests to make amazing collaborations. You can find my podcast on all major platforms as well as my YouTube channel. So you know the drill. Like and subscribe. Have a blessed day.